Hey everyone, it's Bob Perkins with the first Know Your Buyer video series. I'm back again with our guest from last week, Steve Richard. Looks like you're still in the warm country, Steve.
Still in Tucson in your state, your great state of Arizona, Bob.
Well, I should have made a trip down. It's only 2 hours from where I am. But last week, Steve, you talked about the importance of doing a little bit of pre-call research. You called it 3x3 to personalize the opening. You gave us a couple great examples. What are you going to talk about today?
So it's all about event season, and what we don't see people doing, it's ironic. They'll, in many cases, actually do the personalization, but they'll do it when it's like cold outbound, but also carrying that forward to your events, especially if you can get an attendee list prior to an event, which a lot of organizations will give some of the sponsors at the higher levels. So you'll get that ability to have the list. But what I don't see people do is go and actually know your buyer prior to the event and basically build a dossier. You build your dossier, I'd strongly recommend that you also have a picture of that person as well as your individual communication style and your 3x3, so that when you go to the event itself, try to pre-arrange appointments as much as you can, or at a minimum, if you can't get the appointment when you're walking around, you know who you're going to be going after, rather than just sort of, bumbling and stumbling into people. Be intentional rather than just letting happenstance happen.
This is great. The video series, First Know Your Buyer. There's so many ways to know your buyer. Crystal, we focus on understanding their personality, their communication style. That helps them immensely. You talked last week about finding something out about the person. And this week you say, print out the picture, print out a little bit about their title, their company. So you have it right there. All of these things helping to rehumanize, to put the human back in the selling process.
And Bob would talk about knowing your buyer. If it's more of an analytical person, when you go approach that person at the event, you can ask them about metrics and analytics and analysis and all that planning. If you're in quantitative things, if you're going to go talk to someone that you know is more of a kind of a social, you're going to talk about qualitative things, change management, squishy stuff. And it's going to give you a huge edge over other people that, again, are just like wandering around like zombies on the trade show floor, hoping to meet somebody.
That's great points about understanding their type, the personality type. In fact, right at the end of here, you'll see the ability to go to Crystal and just download a test, a free trial, and check out what we can do to help you with your communication style. Steve, I hope to see you at a future event. I'm not sure when, but thanks so much for all you do for the sales community.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
Until next week, everyone, from First Know Your Buyer, good selling. Bye-bye.